Let me know.
Stanford is going to upset the #1 team in the country.
This is SportsCenter.
USC's oldest rival with a new twist on their series, Trojans shocked, while LSU's newfound fame close to fleeting. And on Gut Check Saturday across the country, which teams were up to the challenge, who took to the road, made the home team's stomachs turn. With so many top-ranked teams going down, the question we asked the experts, what's behind the rash of top 25 upsets? Plus, Saturday night's all right for sweeping. Did the D-backs and Rockies do the previously unthinkable? Find out on SportsCenter. Right now.
That is so scary. Moments ago in chilly Denver, Colorado, Shane Victorino grounds out to second, and the Colorado Rockies have swept the Philadelphia Phillies. They will meet the Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLCS as both the D-backs and the Rockies sweep their division series.
How's it? Welcome to SportsCenter alongside John Buccigross. I'm Neil Everett. USC was favored by 40 points to beat Stanford Saturday night.
And with good reason. Stanford has lost 12 of its last 13 Pac-10 games, while the Trojans, they have won 35 straight at home, a Pac-10 record. Remember before the season, Jim Harbaugh reported this would be Pete Carroll's last year at USC. Well, Jim Harbaugh is talking again at USC's direction. Check this out. There is no question in my mind that USC is the best team in the country and maybe the best team in the history of college football. Whoa, oh, big guy, put that thing in reverse. I mean, they're good, but they haven't been that good. Bit shaky last week. What about this week? Well, they are up 9-0. Kick the field goal, make it 12-0 going into halftime. No, we're going to go for it. And guess what? They don't get it. To the third quarter now. Second half action, and oh boy, turnover city. John David Booty picked off by Austin Yancey, and Stanford is in the end zone for the score. It's now 9-7. We have a ball game. Later in the third, 3:04 to go. This time Booty connects with Fred Davis, and USC extends their lead to 16-7. Fourth quarter. Now a 2-point game, 16-14. Booty. Play action, Ronald Johnson wide open. Johnson will make it. First career TD for the freshman wideout. Now things look more comfortable for USC, up 23-14. But Booty steps up in the pocket, badly overthrows his man. Wopamo Osai with the interception. Third pick of the day for Booty. Let's flash back. USC's last home loss came on September 29, 2001 against Stanford. Stanford opened up a 21-point lead, held on to win 21-16. Back to 2007. Stanford, after that Booty interception we had just showed you before the flashback. 4th and 20, the play of the day. Tavita Pritchard over the middle, caught by Richard Sherman. First and goal for the Cardinal. Now 2nd and goal. Overthrown a bit out of the end zone. Evan Moore clearly out of bounds. Now 3rd and goal. Pritchard looking for more again. But Terrell Thomas with a nice defensive play after a penalty for 12 men in the field. 4th and goal for Stanford. Pritchard to Mark Bradford. Bradford, who rejoined his Stanford teammates today after spending much of the week in LA following the death of his father, Mark Sr. He had left town Tuesday. Again, did not practice all week. He catches the go-ahead touchdown. One more chance for USC to get into field goal range, but once again, Booty intercepted. Bo McNally, get down, son. He does. 4th pick of the day for Booty. USC's 35-game home winning streak is snapped. Jim Harbaugh and Stanford, a win for the ages, the win of the year.
It's the greatest feeling I think I've ever felt, and I feel it for my players. I just love them. We're so close right now. Great win for the program.
How about Tavita Pritchard coming in with his first start? How did you help him manage the game and the way he played and managed all the tough defense and just the moment?
Just saw something in his eyes early in the week, just the way he carried himself. He didn't back down one bit. He's a true warrior. We found one right there.
Oh man, you know, it was a heck of a week. We prepared ourselves. We knew we had to focus on what we were going to do, and just come in here and do what we did best. You know, don't focus on them, focus on us, and I think we did that. Well, you know, I mean, I just love to play this game, like I told you before the game. And when I saw him catch that, you know, Mark Bradford's obviously a great receiver. The line did great all night. I knew we had it. I knew in the bottom of my heart we were going to get that, and we did.
One of the biggest upsets in college football history, Stanford pulls off the shocker of number 2 USC. It's the second highest ranked team Stanford has ever beaten, behind 1990 when Dennis Green's Cardinal knocked off top-ranked Notre Dame, coached by Lou Holtz. It is Stanford's first win over USC, again, since that September 29, 2001 game we showed you in the highlight. The loss snaps USC's school and Pac-10 records of 35 straight home wins overall and 24 straight home wins against Pac-10 opponents. How far will USC fall in the polls this week?
Trojans were knocked off midway through the third quarter of the LSU-Florida game. Tigers want to be number 1 in both polls, and they need to beat defending national champion Florida. Tigers with a 12-game win streak. Gators had their 11-game win streak end last weekend against Auburn. Second quarter, Gators up 3-0. Tim Tebow. To Keystone Moore right there, and the Gators on top 10-0. 4th and goal. Ryan Pirlo goes option, keeps it for himself. A 16-play, 80-yard drive. Took 7:37. It's a 10-7 game. 2:30 left in the first half. Tebow, touchdown. 17-7. Florida's 9th rushing touchdown of the season. Third quarter, LSU down 17-7. Fakers! Matt Flynn keeps it himself and gets the first down. Later in that drive, 2nd and goal, Keelan Williams, touchdown. 15-play. Drive that took 7-11, LSU down 3, ensuing drive for the Gators. Tebow, they faked the wide receiver screen, and Cornelius Ingram was open from hello. 37-yard strike, and it's 24-14. Fourth quarter, still 24-14. Tebow over the middle. Ball pops up in the air, intercepted by Kirsten Pittman. Take another look. Went right off one of his receivers' heads and right into Pittman's hands. Second turnover. LSU did nothing with the first one. What about this one? 4th and 3. Matt Flynn rolls right. Demetrius Byrd, touchdown. 24-21. Ensuing drive. 7 minutes left. 4th and 1. Jacob Hester. First down with the second effort. 52 carries. 247 rushing yards for LSU. They held the ball for 12:09 in the fourth quarter. Another 4th and 1 with 2:15 left, and it's Hester again, who had 23 carries, 106 yards, and he finishes with that touchdown, his touchdown of the game, and LSU takes its first lead of the game, 27-24. But Tebow, one last shot for Urban Meyer. He's never lost 2 games in a row.
Knock it down!
Florida gets knocked down, and LSU knocks down the defending national champions. 27-24 is your final. The number 1 team in the land avenges its loss to Florida last season. LSU runs its home win streak to 17 straight. It's not the only streak they continued. The Tigers' 13-game overall win streak, the longest current streak in the Football Bowl subdivision. That's the artist formerly known as Division 1A. LSU has also won 8 straight in the SEC and 6 straight against the top 25. Our game day crew was there. Chris Fowler, he's our quarterback.
And welcome to a party. Bedlam on the Bayou. There's been a lot of magic in LSU's Tiger Stadium over the years, but the Bayou Bengals' 4th quarter rally from 10 down to beat Florida and remain number 1 will certainly rank among the all-time classics. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, Desmond Howard, as Kirk Herbst shoots off covering Ohio State and Purdue tonight. He missed a great one.
Yes,
We've seen some games over the years, but for the violence of the hitting, the passion on the field, the high stakes with USC going down, LSU trying to stay number 1. Haven't seen many better than that ever.
Never. You're never going to see anything better than that. My point, and turning point of this ball game, and my point, is when they said Stanford 24, USC 23. Everybody went crazy. And from that point on, there's a lot of pressure on LSU. They're playing for the national title. They outscored Florida 14-7 and went for 4th down a lot of times. And I'm telling you, how many times have you ever been in a ball game? You could have national title, number 1 on a stake, either going for it. Oh, was that good stuff or what?
Coach, the stakes were high tonight, and we saw a fascinating, epic ball game. I mean, the last drive is what sticks out in my mind. A 60-yard drive took 8 minutes and 11 seconds and 15 plays. But the turning point was he kept going for it on 4th down. just think of the confidence Les Miles has to have in his players. He had quarterback Flynn in there. Then he had Perlew in there. Then he ran Hester. I mean, he has so much confidence in these guys, and they kept going.
Yeah.
And I think that built up the spirits of the players, and that's how they got in at the end. So that was a great fourth quarter drive.
Yeah, cojones shown by Miles. One of those fourth and ones was at midfield. You don't make it down 3, you got problems. But he did have a tough guy in Jacob Hester. Didn't have the greatest speed, not the most skilled guy, but for pure toughness, he was the story in that last drive.
Let me tell you something. I've been around coaching a long time. There's 2 warriors I take to battle with me. That quarterback, Tim Tebow, can play for anybody in the country. The guy's a competitor. You know, he's so much quicker than I thought. And remember I said I don't think he'd make it in the fourth quarter? Forget about it. He was punishing the LSU. And then Jacob Hester. I mean, he's about that big, that wide, and man, was he hitting in there. I'm telling you what, those 2 warriors, I take the battle with me any place in the country at any school.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, Hester, he reminds me of a player I played with named Ricky Irvins. A little short, compact guy, but he's very reliable, and you know what you're going to get every time he lines up. When you see 18 in the backfield, you know you're going to get consistency out of him. But what really impressed me was the high-impact collisions. Once you got past the line of scrimmage, I don't care if you were wearing a white jersey or a blue jersey, you were going to get smacked. I mean, these guys really came to play tonight. The collisions were like small train wrecks every time. And I kept looking at Chris like, man, these guys, they're laying it all on the field tonight. And no doubt about it, most of them will be in the ice tub in about an hour or 2.
But the thing about the SEC, you got to get right back on the field. LSU will obviously be a unanimous #1, but they have to go to Kentucky. Then they have Auburn at Alabama. Those are the next 3 games. So don't take anything for granted, especially in this season. And for Florida to get a rematch now, they have to hope that Tennessee loses. They blasted Tennessee, remember, but now the Volunteers control the destiny, and South Carolina is very much a player as well. The story of the day overall has to be the shock in the Coliseum. 40-point underdog Stanford, given 0 chance. They went to USC, which is supposed to be the Hollywood team, and the Hollywood script league was unbelievable. Tavita Pritchard is the quarterback. He'd played almost no football in his life in college before that game, and Mark Bradford had caught the winning touchdown. His father had passed away just a week ago. An incredible story. What a script.
The script to me is not, I thought USC was going to lose, right? But not in the Coliseum.
Right.
I never thought that they would lose in the Coliseum. But you know what? That might be the biggest upset, and maybe even more than Appalachian State, because USC's #1 and they got everything going for them. And what happens is, my gosh,
that's
really,
the 4th down conversion right there. Here's the touchdown.
Look at that. What a beautiful catch.
I tell you what, I think that's the biggest upset in the history of college football.
Really?
Yeah. You know why? Because that takes #1 right out of the picture, and that guy Harbaugh, a Michigan man, I might add. Yeah, Michigan man, they get a great
How ironic is that? Michigan, they have Coach Jim Harbaugh to thank for taking that title of the worst loss in the history of college football away from him and handing it to the USC Trojans.
That's it.
Wow.
I don't think USC can necessarily write them off. They'll obviously drop down losing at home to a team like Stanford, but in a season like this, with so few undefeated teams so early in the season, it's incredible. I mean, nobody's really out of it. LSU is the clear #1. Is it Cal? Is Ohio State #2? A lot of football to be played. Boy, it's just a great season so far. Let's get back to the studio.
SportsCenter back in 1 minute with more college football, including how the Sooners survived. Also coming up in the SEC, the 12th-ranked Bulldogs getting bulldozed by a Tennessee team with something to prove. Big Ten, Badgers rally on the road. Too much fight in the Illini. The SportsCenter continue with college football and baseball. Diamondbacks 1 win away from a Cubs sweep, and the Rockies also win away from a Phillies sweep.
Breakdown brought to you by McDonald's.
All right, guys, I'm on husband duty. Is there anything that she asked you to do that you don't jump to attention for? Want to make her happy. That's why I grew out the bangs.
Finally, an R-rated comedy for adults.
It's nice to put a face to the panties.
Where'd you get those? The Heartbreak Kid. Rated R.
You want to trade?
Break away from boring. Try the new Breakaway baskets from Long John Silver's. Get 2 crab cakes stuffed with lobster or 2 pieces of chicken, each with fries and pups for $2.99. Only at Long John Silver's.
You'll love this. Watch. The mirrors make bigger, better.
Well, it's fast.
Sharp. It's big. But they got rules. It's amazing.
It's the mirrors.
DLP HD TV. Millions of tiny mirrors make the biggest pictures better.
SportsCenter, brought to you by Pontiac. 9 performance machines, all designed for action.
Game of interest in Ladenburg, Pennsylvania and beyond. Phillies have to win. Rockies would love to win. Rockies have never won a playoff series. Phillies last one in 1993. 23-year-old Ubaldo Jimenez hoping to pitch the Rockies into the NLCS. Top of the first. Runners on the corners. He gets Aaron Rowan, who looked awful at the plate tonight. Second inning. Strong winds kicking up around Coors Field. And yes, the lights go out during Shane Victorino's AB. Strange things have happened before when the Phillies have come to Denver. Remember this? Flashback to July 8th, Jack's birthday. Last time the Phillies were at Coors Field. Yeah, Shane Victorino helping out the ground crew. The ground crew in Colorado, normally good, but here they need help from the visiting team. Okay, back to the present. Lights come on after a 14-minute delay. We're ready to play baseball. Jamie Moyer in a pickle. He's 44 years old, though. He's been here before. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Abraham Nunez, nice barehanded play. Phillies get out of the inning to the 5th. Runner on second, 2 outs. No score. Kaz Matsui. Oh, Pat Burrell. It's windy. Perhaps the wind took that ball a bit to his left, but it falls. And Matsui continues to swing the hot bat. Colorado has a 1-0 lead until Shane Victorino takes the 0-2 curveball out. We're tied at 1. A must-win situation for the Phillies. To the 8th, Burrow can make up perhaps for his average defense. Deep to left. If it's fair, it's 2-1 Phillies. It's foul. It remains 1-1. Watch it again. Left of the pole is foul. Next pitch from Brian Fuentes to Pat Burrell. Down swinging. We're still tied at 1. Bottom 8. Runner on first, 2 outs. Brad Hopp. Chase Utley can't make the play. We're first and third. Brent Myers is ready in the bullpen. You bring in your closer now. It's 2 outs in the 8th. He's your best pitcher. Charlie Manuel stays with J.C. Romero, and Jeff Baker delivers. Garrett Atkins scores, and the Rockies have a 2-1 lead. That move will be questioned all winter long in Philadelphia. In the 9th, Manny Corpus 1 out away from a Rocky sweep, and their first playoff series win, they get it. Rockies win 2-1, and what a win for Todd Helton, who's been there for so long.
We're with Todd Helton. Todd, congratulations. After 10 years with this organization, your first trip ever to the NLCS. How does this feel?
It's unbelievable. It was a tight game today. Phillies battled hard. We battled hard, and I can't believe we did it.
For people who didn't believe this team could do this, talk about what the last month has been like.
It's been a whirlwind. We've just battled our hearts out, and it's a tribute to every man in that clubhouse. Everybody, we knew we could do it, and by golly, we did it.
Talk about how important your pitching staff was tonight, especially with the wind just playing havoc with the offense.
Yeah, the wind was tough. It got really cold there. Ubaldo was unbelievable. He's been unbelievable since he's got here. He's went right after guys, and obviously he's got great stuff. I'm really proud of him.
Todd Helton, congratulations. Let's send it back to the studio. I think he wants to go celebrate with his teammates.
Thank you, Colleen. Colorado has won 17 of their last 18 games. Phillies swept in the postseason for the first time since the Reds swept them in the 1976 NLCS. Philly batters hit just 172 in the series. They were 16 for 93, and they struck out 26 times. Jamie Moyer pitches very well in what was a must-win situation for the Phillies. But again, all winter long, Philly fans will wonder about Charlie Manuel's decision in the 8th inning that perhaps cost the Phillies the game and maybe will cost him his job.
Did you think about going to Brett Myers against Jeff Baker?
I thought about it, but at the same time, I don't know if you noticed, but when they got 3 hits there in a row, and when Atkins got hit to left field, and we already had 2 outs, and also Romero's more than a setup guy, and he's been, if you look, he's getting righties out at about a 125 clip. and Baker's hitting .205 against lefties and righties. And actually, if we'd have slowed the game down some, I could probably got Myers in the game. But I didn't see no sense. I kind of liked Romero on him there, and he hit the ball on the end of the bat and found the hole. And he didn't really what I call kill the ball, but it was good enough to get the big run in.
Howard was holding the runner at first, and Chase Utley was shaded up the middle, so Baker had a huge hole on the right side, and he delivered. So both the Rockies and the Diamondbacks and their NL National League Division Series in sweep, setting up a matchup in the NLCS. This marks the third time that both NLDSs have ended in sweeps. More now, Colleen Dominguez with Brad Hopp.
Brad, talk to us about the bottom of the 8th and that single and what that meant.